guys, welcome back. I am doing a big declutter today. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be big, but I feel like doing your eyeshadows is like a big deal. I haven't done a declutter on my eyeshadow palettes in like, I think a year. I feel like it's time to get rid of some palettes. You guys know I am like attached to a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, so I feel like this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to try and get rid of ones that I know I don't really use and just try to keep the ones that I really love and use often. I have a couple different places in my collection, like my storage, where I keep eyeshadows. So this is my storage drawer. And then I'm gonna move over to like two other areas that I have palettes, and we'll just kind of go from there. I'm gonna show you guys everything I have. Let's get on into it. And if you guys have not subscribed yet, I hope you will. It's the first link down below in my description box. Turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of my future videos. And let's get on into the eyeshadow palette declutter. Too Faced section right here, Too Faced tin palettes. First one I have is this Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. I've had this for a while. This was like one of my first high-end palettes. Here's the inside, really dusty because I've gotten some use out of this. I don't use this as much as I used to, but I still think I'm going to keep it because I feel like it's a classic staple in my collection. And as far as I know, I don't think I'm going to be getting the new Natural Eyes palette, even though I think it's so pretty and I definitely wouldn't turn it down if someone gave it to me. I use this nude shade a lot in my videos when I don't have another nude shade. We have the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I can't bring myself to get rid of this because it's more of a collector's item. It's so cute. It smells amazing. I just love it, and I think the packaging is adorable. Sometimes I just open it up just to take a whiff because it smells so good. Then I have this Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. I actually got this from TJ Maxx when it was on sale. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have not really used this. So there's some swatches so you guys can see. To be honest with you guys, I just don't think the pigmentation on this is the best. I have this NYX Earth palette. This is a little bit newer in my collection. These shades are so pretty. I feel like I haven't played around enough with this palette. You can kind of see like what I've swatched in, what I haven't swatched in. I want to mess around with that pink right there and that orange and that really cool teal right there in the upper corner. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that color from Subculture. Also have this Flower Beauty eyeshadow palette. Came with a really nice brush. Gonna keep this in my collection. I don't use it as much as I could use it. It's very, very, very neutral, but I'm keeping it so I have some drugstore options. Next is this Lizzly 6-pan eyeshadow palette. I got this from a Althea Korea haul. Palette is nice, but honestly, I don't use it. And it's just sitting there, so I'm gonna declutter it. Next up, I have a YSL palette, which I have not used at all, you guys. I've only swatched it. I got it in a goodie bag at an event last year I went to in the city, and they're more like cool tone shades. I guess that's why I haven't used it too much, but maybe I'll feature it in like an expensive makeup tutorial. The packaging is really adorable with the little polka dot bow. I have my original Naked palette. Oh, memories. Total memories. I have my Naked 2 palette. Oh my gosh, the mirror fell out. What the heck? Let me try and fix this. So these are just classics. I mean, I feel like I have to keep them. You like the shades I hit pan on, and I feel like, I don't know, unless I got a new one from Urban Decay, like a fresh one, then I would get rid of these. But for now, I'm just going to keep them because they remind me of like my first makeup palettes. I feel like this is everyone's first makeup palette. And I have Naked Smoky, which I never use this palette, you guys. Like, especially that right side, these darker shades. I don't know, I just never reach for this. The packaging is stunning. Like, I love the way it closes. I love the way it looks on the front. I got this for Christmas, and I guess, I don't know, I feel like I should declutter it, but should I hang on to it? I feel like it's so pretty. It's hard to get rid of. See, I'm being bad. I shouldn't keep it for that purpose, but. Alright, then I have my LORAC Pro palette. This is like, oh man, this has seen some better days, but at least I used it up, you guys. Like, you can see all the shades that I was obsessed with, and they're gone. Like, the pan is completely gone. I actually wish there was a little bit more product in these guys, but you can tell I didn't really touch those shimmer shades on the right side. But I loved this palette for so long. It's like the only palette I used for a while. I guess I'll just keep it, although I really need a new one, like, badly. The OG chocolate bar, definitely keeping this because I just love it. I also have my Missing Cover Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I really love this one too. Definitely shown this one some love. I'm sad that it's broken. It looks so jankety jank, but gonna keep this as well. I have Too Faced Sweet Peach, of course. This is the inside. I really like this palette. It's a good one. There was so much hype built around this palette. It was insane, like actually crazy. You guys, Oliver's driving me crazy. He's meowing in the back. Then I have this Beauty Creations The Sweetest palette. Oh man, I'm like debating decluttering this one, but it's so pretty. It smells like candy. Actually, I think I'm gonna keep it. It literally smells like sugar. It's different than the like scent of a Tarte palette. It's a little bit more, not as sweet, but I got this actually on eBay if you guys want to check it out. It looks just like a Too Faced palette. It was like, whoops, it was like $10, I think. I also have the LORAC Pro 2. Is this the 2? Yeah. So I really like this palette too. I love the shade Nectar, one of my favorite crease shades. I used up Buff. You can guys tell I always use up every cream shade in every palette I own. Snow is really pretty. LORAC shadows are so good. So I have my dupe palette. I wish I had a drawer just for all my dupes. I definitely need one. This is my dupe master palette by Mario, Shop Hush Bad Habit palette. This is really, really good. Highly recommend if it's available. Their stuff sells out really quick. But I did a whole video on this if you guys saw that. But this one's just as good. I'm so happy that they launched this. I have two e.l.f. palettes. This is Mad for Matte, the OG one. I don't really use this one too much. And then this one is Mad for Matte 2, aka, did you guys know this is called Summer Breeze? I did not know that, but it has like an actual name and not Mad for Matte 2. But I really like this one of my favorite drugstore palettes. Then I have a Stellar Beauty palette. They had sent this to me in PR. This palette is really nice. It kind of reminds me of a Flower Beauty palette though. Isn't that crazy? Like the formula is very similar. There's some pretty like cranberry shades in here, warm shades. This is my Naked Heat dupe from Shop Hush and Bad Habit. This is the Inferno palette. I don't own the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, so I'm gonna keep this one. And this is my Bad Habit Aura palette. I'm gonna do a video with this. I asked you guys if you wanted to see one and you said you did. I also don't own Prism, so that's why I like having this one around. Very soft and pigmented. This teal is amazing. The purple, the Pop Yes Please palette. I really like this palette so much. It has like the awesome warm tones in it. I want to wear this yellow like all over my lid. This is a limited edition Too Faced palette, but I love it. It's the Christmas in New York palette. I am obsessed with these shades. This is like such a pretty highlighter. I love this palette. It smells so good. Definitely keeping this even though it was limited edition. Oh, it's called Merry Macaroons. It was like, I think it was only at Ulta. I have the Dose of Colors Ice Cream palette. This is like the perfect summer palette. It's so pretty and I want to play with like purple, the mint. Definitely keeping this around. I got this at, I think it was IMATS LA. It was on sale. It was super affordable, but I think it was limited edition, which is such a shame, but it's the cutest. I also have the BALM Nude Beach. This palette is so good. I highly recommend it, and it's really cute. The inside, the shades are all really pigmented and smooth. I really like the BALM's eyeshadows. Then I have the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I still have this little sheet in here. I really love this palette. I've used it a lot. I've got a lot of use out of it. It's pricey. That's why I got it with a gift card. I only recommend getting it when it's on sale because I just don't think it's worth the original price point. Then I have all of my single shadows. So this is like a lot of depotted stuff, a lot of MAC singles, like really old MAC shades. We have some Makeup Geek over here. I love the Makeup Geek singles. These are my depotted NYX shades. Another of my OG MAC palettes. This is also well loved. This Morphe palette right here, which I think I'm going to declutter. I never use it, and I also, for some reason, these shades like irritate my eyes, sadly. They're pretty decent. Like this pink is really pretty. I've used that before. Orange, like they're really good actually when you swatch them. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I just never reach for it. Next I have this Naked Chocolate palette from Makeup Revolution. I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I feel like I already have these shades in my collection. This shade is so pretty though, like for a highlight. Oh my gosh, here, wait, I'm gonna swatch it. Such a pretty highlight. I think I want to pass this on to someone else who will enjoy it. Then I have my Makeup Revolution Unicorn palette. This one kind of got all messed up. I had to fix it, but there's some really fun shades in here. Not the best quality, but I love the palette itself because it's fuzzy. It has this jewel on it. That's like the main reason why I got it, because I thought it was adorable, but I'm gonna keep this around. Then last in the drawer we have the Morphe and Kathleen Lights collab palette. I love this. It's such a shame this was limited edition, but this green, I like love all the colors in here. Anything Kathleen recommends or like curates, I like have to have because I love her style and like her sense of color and everything. So now I'm going to move over to my desk area so I can show you guys like palettes that I don't keep in this drawer. So moving over to my desk, I have this new beach palette which I just reviewed, so of course I'm keeping this. I love this palette. Definitely check out my review and tutorial I did on this. Such a good palette, and it's actually really affordable for Urban Decay. Packaging is so cute. Another one of my favorites, ColourPop Element of Surprise. Definitely keeping this around. It's just such a fun palette. I have my Jaclyn Hill palette, which I am definitely keeping. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. I love this thing. It has such nice shadows in it. I love all the warm tones. I love the mattes. I love the mix of shimmers. I have this Profusion Naturals palette. I just got this in PR. It's actually really good. There's a lot of colors in here that are similar to Modern Renaissance, so if you're on a budget you could pick this up, I believe, at Target. I have this Shan XO and BH Cosmetics palette. I know they redid it, so this is the original. I haven't used this in a while. I would like to try the new one because they are affordable palettes. That's why I love BH. Here is one that I'm decluttering, the Katy Kat palette. This is new, but it actually came broken, and I have a better one that's like not broken, so that's why I'm gonna declutter it. This is the Cool Cat one. I actually really like these shadows, and the colors in here are super fun. There's also a warm one which is really nice as well. Two MUA palettes. These are actually straight from the UK. I had a friend there and she got these for me because I was interested in them, but I'm actually going to declutter these. I never use them and I feel like someone else could get more use out of them. They are really nice. This one's a little bit more like cool tone, but they actually sell MUA at CVS. I don't think they have these palettes though, but I never use them, gonna be honest, so they're gonna go bye-bye. But two palettes from Violet Voss. I think she changed the formula on these and added like jojoba oil. This is the Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. So good. I've definitely gotten use out of this. I love this palette. I also love the Violet Voss and Laura Lee palette. This is what it looks like. I love the colors in here. The shimmers are awesome. I'll do like a swatch so you guys can see. I love Tickled Pink. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And then here's Laura Lee. It's like a duochrome. So pretty. This green. Pretty that is. The shimmers are insane. I love this palette still. And I have my Natasha Denona palette. I did a video on this. This I got as a gift. This is the most expensive eyeshadow palette that I own. I was so grateful that I got this as a gift. And you guys, I don't use this as much as I should. I need to start using this thing because this was so pricey. I don't know if I would ever buy this on my own, but it's more just like a luxury item. The shades are gorgeous. I really like the mattes. Definitely have to use this more because it's Natasha Denona. My limited edition master palette by Mario. Of course I'm keeping this because it's like a collector's item. I really love these colors. I have the Tarte Tarlet in Bloom palette, one of my favorites. The formula is definitely a little bit different than other formulas, but I still really like it, and I love these tones. This is like a perfect bridal palette if you're a makeup artist. Too Faced Chocolate Gold Bar palette, definitely like one of my favorite chocolate bar palettes. The formula is crazy good. Look at those colors. I got these in PR. They're these little 3-pan collab palettes. I love collab eyeshadows. Like the 6 pans are so good. You can get these at Sally Beauty. However, I think I am going to declutter this one because these shades are just not my style and I don't think I'm going to use it. And this one is Tell Me, and then I'm going to keep these 3 to play around with. Also brand new to my collection, the Bad Habit Arabesque palette. This is a dupe for Soft Glam. You guys know I am not getting rid of this because I just got it and I love it so much. I did a whole tutorial review swatches, and I'm also doing a giveaway on this palette, so definitely enter that. I'm going to link it down below. And I have palettes I keep in this CD holder. I got this from the Container Store, and I just keep some like staples in here or ones I want to use on top of my Alex straws. So this is of course Modern Renaissance, one of my favorite palettes for sure. I love these colors. This palette never gets old to me. I will never stop loving this palette. It always is good. Also a great palette if you're like doing makeup on other people. And we have Subculture. I got this when I was doing a comparison between this and the dupe one I have. I feel so guilty because I have not used this as much as I should. I know this was such a controversial palette, how do you even say that? Controversial palette, and I definitely want to take some time to do some more looks with this, play around with this, and just like get more of a feel for it. One of my favorite palettes, the Carly Bible Deluxe Edition. This is the inside, in case you guys haven't seen it. This is actually getting discontinued like in a month, so if you want it, get it. I say definitely get it. I love this. It's like one of my go-to palettes. You could see I've used a ton of these shades. I use all these, like all the highlighters. I use them as eyeshadows. I take this traveling with me. I'm so sad they're getting rid of this. I'm actually shocked. Then I have the LORAC Mega Pro 3, and I hate that these are limited edition. It drives me crazy. So here's what the inside looks like. Just tons of like pretty neutrals. I love the formula in here. LORAC always does me right. Here, I'll do like some swatches so you guys can see. Mattes, Parody Nudes and Rudes palette. This is a really, really nice palette. Not that I don't already like have some of these shades, of course I do, but I was very impressed with the quality of this guy. Definitely keeping this around. Here's the Tarte Clay Play 2 palette. So they actually discontinued this, which again drives me crazy because it stinks you guys can't get it. They have a new one. It's sort of similar. I love this black shade in here. This is like my go-to smoky eye palette. One of my favorites. I am so sad that this was limited edition. Can you guys tell how much I love this palette from Melissa Michelle? The shades are so good. This is like one of my go-to palettes when I don't know what else to wear. This was a collab with Ulta Beauty and Melissa Michelle here on YouTube. She's so sweet. She actually commented on my video when I did a video. She's such a doll. Alright guys, wow. I feel like this video is gonna be very long. I did not realize how many palettes I had. So then I have this Tarte one. I got this also in a goodie bag, which is really cool. This has some fun colors in here. I love that there's a transition shade. I'm gonna keep it. I hate to part with it because it's such a cute palette. It's Makeup Revolution palette. This is the Neutrals versus Neutral eyeshadow palette. So here's the inside. Oh, this is like, I don't know. I feel like all these shades are kind of like blending into one, and I feel like I don't need this. I already have tons of these colors, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Then I have this Maybelline City Kits Urban Light palette. I do not love this palette, you guys. I did a whole review on it. I got this from Influencer. I do think though that these shades right here, like the blush and the highlight, are pretty for highlight, so I'm gonna keep it for that purpose. And if I don't like love it in the next few uses, then I'm probably gonna end up decluttering it. We have the controversial OG Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. Guys, she came out with a new version of this. I'm a little mad about it because I got the original one and I did enjoy the original one, although the shimmers were like a little bit more difficult to work with. You have to use your finger with them. I did get quite a bit of use out of this palette. I just can't part with this. It's Judy Time and Pixie palette. You can get this at TJ Maxx now. I like how it opens up like that in the front. Thought that was cool. Really good neutral palette, and I am gonna keep this Essence palette. I just don't love it. It's like all shimmers and I don't know. Can't get like a thing for this palette. I'm gonna declutter it. I have the Nudes and Roses palette from Essence. I'm gonna keep these two for like drugstore purposes. They're not my absolute favorite in the world, not gonna lie, but I'll keep it around for now. This is an oldie, the Miss Jenna Fabulous palette. She posts sometimes on YouTube and I miss her videos. I really liked her videos. She's super just like chill. I liked her palette she did with Ulta. Lots of like warm shades in here. I definitely used this up a bunch when I first got it, and it also came with a brush. I mean, part of me feels like I should declutter this. These are the old Wet n Wild palettes, Petal Pusher and Comfort Zone. I know they came out with a new one of this, but do you guys have the new one? Is it as good as the old one? I don't know why I haven't gotten the new one yet, because you guys know I love Wet n Wild, but I'm gonna hang on to these because I love these and I'm like scared to get rid of them. Missy Lynn and BH palette. This has like two baked highlighters in here. I actually really like this palette. I love this shade right here. And this is also supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette, but I am gonna declutter this. I just don't use it. I have the B by Bubs Beauty and BH Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I really love the front of this with the lace. I like the colors in here. I think they're pretty. This shade I really like, but it's flaky. I love this purple. I like the whole vibe of this palette, but I honestly, guys, I think I'm just gonna declutter it because I don't use it. Another BH palette. This is the Marble Warm palette. That's what the inside looks like. And here's some swatches. I will hang on to this one for a little bit longer, even though I am getting a decluttering feel from it. Why can I not part with this original palette? I am having issues. I think because I used it so much, and I have the new one. So why am I keeping the old one? I don't know. I feel a little bit crazy for keeping this, you guys, but for some reason I just feel like hanging on to it. I'm still gonna use these even though I have the original. Call me crazy. You can call me crazy. Guys, I've been trying to declutter the Too Faced Power of Makeup palette forever. Like, I never use it. It's supposed to be like a highlight shade, but it's not really that pigmented. This Chocolate Soleil, I don't know, I don't love it as much as the original. I don't like the blushes in here. Ugh, I'm gonna declutter this one. Guys, I promise this is the last of it. I have a box of palettes. I keep like overflow palettes. And the first one I have is this Shayla and Maybelline City Mini palette. I actually like this palette, but it's such a disaster. Swatches, because I wanted to show you guys what the palette looks like. They're actually really pigmented. I guess I'm going to keep this in my collection. I have the dupe palette for the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. Yeah, so this is the Athena palette. I love this palette. It's just as good as the original, you guys. I honestly didn't even need Desert Dusk, so that kind of drives me crazy, but if you are interested in this palette, I highly recommend it. I have this Profusion Mixed Metals eyeshadow palette. I'll show you guys. This is what it looks like. This is actually a really good palette. I think I did a video with this. I'll do some swatches so you guys can see. Profusion has really nice shadows. Luxe Nude palette and another Luxe Nude palette. This is Beauty Treats. I got these at Burlington. These are okay. They're very like powdery and chalky. They're like not the best, so I'm gonna declutter this one. I'm also gonna declutter this one because I really don't use it and I'm not obsessed with it. This is the Bad Habit Royals palette. It's a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. This is actually like not the best dupe. I would say get the Anastasia Modern Renaissance instead of getting it just because that palette's so good. An old palette, Seal It in the Light. I actually don't even know why I'm hanging on to this. This was like a favorite. I should totally get rid of this, but it's like the only Stila palette I own. I guess that's why I hold on to it. This is one of my Milani palettes. I actually really like this. This is in Bare Necessities, and you could use this shade as a highlighter. Really like the gold, nice matte. Oh, this is a really pretty highlighter too. Then I have the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. This was also limited edition, but this is a super, super chunky like highlighter, but look at that. Look at that, so pretty. So definitely hanging on to this. This is my Base Candy Sugar palette. It's a dupe for the Sweet Peach palette, but it does not smell like peaches. So I guess I'll hang on to this. I'm like debating decluttering it because why do I need to? My After palettes from Shop Hush. I really like these. These are dupes for the Huda Beauty mini palettes. They are such good dupes. In case you like wanted any of the Huda Beauty minis, just get these guys. They're literally the same. The Bad Habit Retro Love palette. This is the dupe for the, what's it called? Subculture palette. Another good one. Here is my declutter pile. Everything that I'm getting rid of. I think I did, ooh, I'm dropping stuff. Let's see, how many did I do? 14, 15. I did 15. I am pretty proud of that. I got rid of 15 palettes, made more room in my collection, and I think I did a good job. I'm happy with what I did, and maybe on my next declutter I will do even more, but I'm happy with this declutter. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you liked declutter. Sorry if this was super long. If you enjoyed it, like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.